record. Okay. There. Recording in progress. Recording. Yeah. Okay. There. You can start.
Good evening, everyone. This is Mike B., the dark god of the Klippa, the Silver Devil. You are in the Temple of Citrara. You are in the Temple of the Backwards Tree. I'd like to introduce everyone to my guest this evening. This is Ricky Maramba. He's been a practitioner of the left-hand path for quite some time, and tonight we're going to ask him some questions, and he's going to tell us about himself and his practice now and how he sees things. And that's going to be great. I think my audience is going to really enjoy this. Ricky, thank you for coming.
Yes.
So let's start out with a basic one. How long have you been on this path?
I've been into spirituality since around grade 4, so that would be around 9 years old. I started with yoga and a little divination, palmistry, and all that. However, I wasn't psychic or anything yet during that time, none at all. Yeah.
Just a side question: do you find it's fairly consistent that most people that had a past life background in the occult or magic wake up with their psychic faculties or begin to wake up around adolescence to late teenager years? Does that sound right to you?
I wouldn't know. It opened at around 18 years old. My other friends who, but here in the Philippines, it's very rare to find someone in the left-hand path because a lot of, this is, I think, the #1 Catholic country in Asia. A lot of them started when they were young. No, as in they were born, they could see and hear things, ghosts and all that. The rest, I don't know, I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right to me too. And yes, this is a very Catholic country, as you know. Yeah, and that's definitely why you're very brave. You don't wear the mask. I feel like I have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Ricky goes hard. All right. Tell us about your first inspirations with this journey of yours, like books or philosophies that you picked up and studied.
Okay. Well, initially, I wasn't in the left-hand path, okay? Initially, because I was kind of a nerd when I was young, I even think I was autistic or I had Asperger's, and I live in my own world and I would read about anything. So one day I ended up getting several books, and one was on Hatha Yoga. And since I was very stretchable, I enjoyed, doing them. The other one was on palmistry. And since I have a simian line, I was also very curious. A simian line is when the head and the heart line are joined. So wait, there. I hope you can see it. Okay. The normal line, it splits. Okay.
I know the three basic ones. That's all I know.
Yeah, the 3 lines. In the lifeline, the heart line, the head line. In my case, the head line and the heart line are joined. See, so I found myself very different, and I really went through with it. Now, when I hit a certain age, I ended up reading books on witchcraft. Okay. And during that time, the witchcraft was more for attacking. It's not like now where, it's environmentalist and all that, no? But before it was more on casting love spells, on attacking, on binding and everything. But I was just curious. And
used to be less watered down. Now it's like has to be politically correct. It's frequently associated with religions like witchcraft or traditions like Gardnerian witchcraft. Old school witchcraft like Thessalian witchcraft or Greek witchcraft, that was some hardcore shit.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing was, I started reading it, and I couldn't find any of the ingredients here except musk oil. I still remember that. So since we had a big garden, I would just improvise and get this flower is for this flower is for that. And even though I was very, very thin, I think I attracted, a number of girls. Now, there was a time I remember that I didn't want to have any of the what do you call this? The leaves or the athame or I didn't want to have a table or any rituals. So I think what I ended up being curious about was, I think that time it was called fascination. I don't know if it's if that's the word.
I understand fascination. Yeah, it's a glamour. It's a type of glamour, and it puts people under the ether. It's typically used with your eyes
Yeah,
or an
something
app.
like that. Yeah. And it's all
Yep.
energy, no? So with me,
Yep.
it was very appealing. I was a nerd. I was into math and science. For me, it was just like, you're just transferring your energy. And I think I ended up making a few people sick, as in not go to school. Okay. So I kind of stopped it. When I stopped it, I started, feeling guilty about it. And I started reading about religions. Okay. So I remember Christianity, Catholicism. I remember Hinduism, which was kind of technical. I got interested in the chakras, the aura, the colors of the aura, so many things. And then during that time, I started reading on Edgar Casey there.
That's
During
a great author. Yep.
Yeah, during that time, his books were good. Okay. And one of the technical books I would read was Seth, Seth. Okay.
Okay.
And then, wait, what happened? So I became a good boy because, of course, good in the sense that I was a pushover. Okay. Because, Catholicism, you have to forgive, you have to forget. No, so
Turn the other cheek. Yeah.
yeah, so that's what happened. No, I became too. My individuality was gone. Okay. In fact, I would kind of be bullied. Okay. So what happened was later I was reading other things as well. I remember reading Elizabeth Clare Prophet, and I went to Theosophical Society of the Philippines and started also reading their books.
Blavatsky, did you read it?
I tried to read Blavatsky and Besant, but they were too hard for me. Until now, I find a hard time.
Isis was a very interesting book. Isis Unveiled, but it was difficult to follow. I'll be honest with you, even for me.
But
I know English.
The ones which I like, was Charles Leadbeater and Arthur Powell. They had several books and it was easy reading for me. Okay, but my frustration was I was not a psychic, not at all. No, and but I was running through all sorts of hypnosis, divination, palmistry. I even ended up getting into astrology, natal astrology, and synastry. Synastry is when you match two people. And yeah, that's how I became close to the girls, because the girls in the Philippines kind of like that stuff, and unless you meet a born again there. So I was doing all that stuff, and then there came a day that, wait, I'm not sure which happened first. No, I think I was very friendly. There came a day that I was talking to a phone pal. It's like I used to call several girls on the phone, just being friendly. And when they're too busy, I actually ask them to refer me to somebody else. And she told me, you can call up my friend. And when I was talking to the friend, I had this feeling that she was the only child. So I said, how many are you in the house? And she said, 3. My mother, my father, and me. And I said, oh my God, how did I know? I said, did you ever tell me that you were the only child? No. How did I know? And I said, wait, let's test it again. And this is how specific it got. I said, are you white with freckles, with a round face, brown hair, brown eyes? Everything was correct. And then even the clothes, I said, wow, white clothes, red and blue piping, that was wrong, okay? But I said something very distinct. I said, your collar here, the thing here, it's like nautical look. It's like the one of the sailor. And I got it right. When I finally met her, she looked the same. I didn't bother asking to see how the dress looked like. So I called up my friend, who was a psychic, told her what happened, and she said, congratulations, you're one of us. So there, no? But the weird thing with me was I was kind of strong, but I was, since I was a nerd and I had all these, I had a strong will, I wasn't exactly perceptive. I was, in fact, quite opinionated. So I couldn't get the answers right. So the style I would do if I was going to have someone read, like my crush, was I will link to the girl, I will pass the energy to you, and you read her. because a lot of my psychic friends, they will only be able to read you if you are in close proximity. So what I do over the phone was get a psychic cord, connect it to the girl, and then give it to my psychic friend. And we were doing well. No, that's before I ended up becoming psychic. Until later, we would help.
It takes a lot of, Rick, it took me 21 years to get a handle on my clairaudience. I mean, it's really, it takes a lot of practice, man. As you know, it takes a lot and a lot of being wrong and then being right, like so right you couldn't have known. So you're encouraged, but then a lot of failure and then a lot of practice. Yeah, Rick, that's great. That's everybody's story, man.
Yeah.
And
okay. Well, with me,
That's
I'm
good.
not clairaudient or clairvoyant. They say, I think they call it intuitive. It's like, I know, but I don't get to see, I don't get to hear. Very, very
They
rare.
call it clear. The word is clairsentient.
Yeah.
You're aware of.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really good. Now let me ask you this. I got a couple more questions for you before I run out of time. You found Franz Bardon's initiation into Hermetics at some point.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Because I was going through this group which was teaching healing. And I think since it was out of copyright, the guy there, what he did was he reprinted it. Okay, so I got to see it, and also evocation, but I never really used evocation. Bardon was told Bardon was told by my teacher that is the single best book you can read. But the problem is I never really read anything fully, so I skimmed the whole thing. No, and I liked it, no, and I was very, very shocked that at the end it was even telling you how to contact, I think, gods or entities, and even how to create your own life forms, but not, of course, in the physical realm, in the ether up. So I even practiced with that. I made my own system.
When you last steps of that book, you become what's called a Bardon Hermetic Adept. And that's a very, I mean, those guys are really powerful. They really don't even need to deal with spirits. Like, dealing with spirits is what comes after that, and that's why his second book was Evocation. I didn't care for that book, though. But in Evocation, and I want to tell this to my audience because this is really important, and you touched on it just now. If you are going to spirits with your hat in your hand like this and saying, will you please do this for me? I'll give you some incense or a drop of blood. Your request has a really low level of priority to these guys. Okay, their resources are limited, and their time is like money to them. They're not going to waste it on trivial stuff. And it's not like they're going to give you a mansion for a drop of your blood. It doesn't work that way. What they want is somebody that can perceive them to make an agreement, like, I will do this for you if you do this for me. If you don't have the ability to do something yourself, like with your own magical ability, they're not really going to respect you that much anyway. So really, Bardon's method of training built the magician up in steps that made him strong individually, even without spirits, which I think is really important to know. Everybody wants to evoke spirits because it's sexy, and it's a valid technique and it works. But people neglect their own training on themselves, and then they come up, and that's a big problem. So I just wanted to audience. That's all. Keep going, Ricky.
If you want, I can also expound on that, because I also have a different take on. I also have a take on that, which is, I also don't talk to spirits. How come it's like this? If you're in the physical world, you can have impostors. Okay, you can have people forge signatures. You can imagine what happens on the other side. Okay, unless you're very, very good. Okay. You are never really sure that the one you're invoking or evoking is the real thing. Okay. And the other thing is, yes. Okay. And then the other
beginners and have serious problems with that. Okay. When you become more advanced, you can actually sense their individual energy if you know it. And when it doesn't feel right, you know it's wrong. And also, if you vibrate the name or the ends of the spirit repeatedly, the entity will either grow stronger from that vibration or weaker. And if it grows weaker, you're not dealing with the right one. It's an imposter.
Yeah, okay.
That's how I test it. But I didn't just start yesterday. It took me a long time to figure this out as I went. So it does affect beginners and intermediates very, very badly. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Now there's another thing I want to add, no? Now, even if I were that powerful, I also personally wouldn't do it because I'm an introvert. I don't like dealing with a separate entity. I would rather do everything, within myself. So what I do,
that.
okay, so what I do, I think it's what you call groking. It's like you be one with whatever there is, and then you control. Okay, so you don't have to compromise, you don't have to make deals with any other entity there. Okay, now as long as you do not control somebody, you do not infringe on their will, it is fine. So that's what I do. Okay, you just keep on, making yourself stronger and stronger and stronger until you can do a lot of things.
Through your own
things. Yeah, so it's like, that's why in my meditation, I call it 4-phase meditation. Some of them, they think it's simple. It's very, very profound, because what I place there is the second phase is connecting with the source. And I say, and since like attracts like, I said, you always meditate on the most powerful, the most knowledgeable, the most benevolent. And you say, and you do not say you want to talk with him. Initially, you talk with him. But at the end, I want to bind with him. That is the word I use, bind with him. So that you and him are one. You and him are the same. Okay? And
Could I use the word commune? Could I use the word commune for that, for what you just said? Could I?
Commune, yeah, possible. But sometimes the words are loaded. When you say commune, it's very silent, it's very religious. That's why I mean, bind this, that's why I say, okay,
you're right.
I bind, okay, and when I bind, I say, my karma is clean, I've been a good boy, so please let me bind, let me have all the passwords, and when I have all the passwords, this is the scandalous thing, whatever you can do, I can do, whatever you know, I know, there is no difference. I am
my
God. That is what I do.
What experience when you pact with them or when you evoke them, they can read your mind book. They already know why you called them. Like with my patron, anything I know, they know. Anything I see, they see. But for me, it's not a two-way street unless I do scrying techniques and then I can see through their eyes. But I didn't know I could go both ways with it for a long time.
You can.
Yeah,
no. It's like this, If you get a specific spirit, the specific spirit may complain, okay? So what I do is I go to the highest, and I don't plead with him, but it's like, look, I've been a good boy, okay? If my karma is off, you don't give me all the passwords. I get cut off. I understand. But I'm good. I become a martyr. And I'm not sucking your ass, but at least I'm okay. So please let me gain access. Okay. And since the highest is not insecure, he will allow you. And that's why sometimes they ask me, how come you don't get tired? Don't you get tired healing so many people? Because sometimes I do. The biggest I did, I'm not kidding, was 20. And all 20 of them, I attempted to give them ESP. And then I had them validated. Okay, I had them validated. And it did, and the success rate was high. And they say, how the hell can you do that? I said, because I bind with the highest, I become a good boy, so that I do not grab the energy from, the trees and the ground and all that, or any other spirit.
With faith healing, if a healer uses their own life force, they will become depleted after they do too many. But with your method, you're from the all, so there's no limit.
No limit. The only limit is your karma. There, that's the only limit.
I didn't know that. That's a really good.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Actually, that's kind of classified, but when you read between the lines, even in my 4-phase meditation, it's clear. I want to be like you. I want to bind with you. There.
Let's talk about these meditations, man. These meditations are legendary. Let's talk about them. Tell us about your meditation program.
Later, I even want to make a commentary on the 4-phase meditation, because whenever I make something, like the meditation and the book I have, the problem is a lot of people who want to buy into it are the ones who, are power hungry. So I make it a point that it will cater to the truth seeker, But if he reads between the lines and he's not power hungry, he will really see it and he will get there. He will get there to the top. And yeah, okay, I'll make a commentary on my 4-phase meditation. Well, you just search in YouTube Ricky Maramba 4-phase meditation. 4 as in number 4. And there you will.
I can give that to my audience so that they can click on it, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. We'll do that after the.
Yeah. So there, that is the, you know, shortcut. There is nothing nasty about it. And what I was telling people is, you know, if you're good, you get more power. If you're not good, you get less power. Because this is the problem. Okay, if you get it from elsewhere, even if you're a bad person, with your contacts and with your trading, you can get a lot of energy. That's why I don't teach that. Okay. However, if you connect to the top, it's automatic. You misuse, you get cut off. That's why the only thing I teach them is to connect to the top.
This to me, and I want to ask you this to make sure I understand and make sure my audience understands this. You are referring right now to the concept of the, like Bardon would say, the divine providence, or you also call it the all, or you could call it God, if you will. But this would be, in particular, there are two polarities. There's the night side and the day side. There's the nice, friendly one and the bad one. This is the nice one. Am I correct?
Well,
this would be right hand path divinity.
Well, okay, like this, this is the other thing which I think that a lot of people were misled. Okay, a lot of people believe that yin and yang is good and bad. With me, it's not good and bad. It is male and female. And there are good sides to the male, there are bad sides to the male. The moment someone teaches you that it is good and bad, what they are doing is they are fracturing you and making it such that you cannot connect to the yin and to the real yin and yang. You get it?
Has done that for 2,000 years, Ricky. They have told us that the night side is bad for 2,000 years.
No. Yeah. Okay, this I'll tell you, no. In my meditation, I always let them connect to the highest and I tell them, assume that it is a brilliant white light. However, okay, in Buddhism, the highest, it's not white light, it's nothingness. So what is nothingness? It's not light. Okay, it's darkness. Okay.
Yeah.
Me personally, I was taught to meditate on the void. The void is not white. The void is black. It's nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
They said it's either nothing, it's either black or it is transparent. Okay. And me, what I teach is just the white light because I don't teach the void because the thing is this, the moment you get it right, oh my God, it's like the difference.
Yeah, it's a big game changer. And a lot of people aren't ready for that, Ricky. A lot of people can't go. Yeah, it'll hurt them. It'll actually, they can go crazy or they can. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like that, no. So I just tell them, you know, you go through this one, the white light, but later it's up to you. You go higher and higher, and whatever you can stomach, go.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there, no. So the masculine, the feminine, it's like that. With me in my book, it's always like that. No, the masculine is individuality. It's like capitalism. Okay. The feminine is collectivity. It's like communism. Okay. I mean, you take off all of the brainwashing which the mass media has told you that one is good and one is bad. No. Okay. There are good sides to both sides. It's just like there are good sides to men, bad sides to men. Good sides to women, bad sides to women. What you do is you get the good from both sides and you're fine. Okay.
That's how I do my practice. And yeah, that's how I keep it too.
Yeah. And the other thing is,
you technically are able to work with any spirit you want to or any polarity and draw from it what you need at that point without having to answer to anybody about your choices that you're making ethically. So I understand what you're saying, and that's how I believe too.
Okay, now the one with the drawing, this is what I do, no? If you're at the beginning, sometimes you grab the energy from somebody. What I do is I do not grab, I take a look, then I duplicate. Okay, so what happens is that you do not get the energy, the person doesn't become weak, but the qualities of that person, you can acquire them, and there is nothing wrong. It's
really slow here, man, because you're gonna blow a lot of minds here. You're blowing. You gotta really take a couple steps back and give us some background on this, because man, this is really some Bardon
Okay.
level 9 that I don't even know.
Okay, this one, it's simple. It's simple. When you fall in love, okay, you
Okay.
and your partner do not grow weaker. However, you, the moment you're in love, you are going to share qualities. Okay. When, let's say, you admire an actor, you begin to act like the actor. Okay. But
Oh, because
it's
meeting with
just,
his energy. You're
yeah.
emulating his behavior.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, so
Okay.
that's what I do. I mean, there's a girl, I want to duplicate her, fall in love with her. You may not respect her, but you fall in love with her. Okay.
Okay.
There, you get the good qualities. Like, for example, as I told my friend, I said, you know, I really appreciate you. You don't know how much you have done for me. And she goes, why? What happened? And I said, you wouldn't believe it. When I was in grade school and high school, I had stage fright. I couldn't talk in front of class. And all the way until last year, I didn't want to show my face in front of a YouTube video.
I remember that, Ricky. I remember that, man.
In
I
fact,
remember.
in
Yep.
fact, you can ask Kate. I really didn't want. I was researching how to make a good YouTube channel without showing your face. And then later, I met my friend who is an influencer. All of a sudden, there. Now, look. It's less than... I've known her only for 6 months.
Oh my God. And you're emulating it right now. The confidence, the charisma, you're coming through with your energy.
Yeah.
I see it. I get it, Ricky. Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's the girl who is right now in Mrs. Philippines, Asia Pacific, the one who's running. That's her.
Okay.
See, I was looking at her Instagram and I said, oh my God.
I remember you being really reluctant to show your face too. And I am reluctant because, I mean, for a lot of reasons, but you overcame that like this. And that was really impressive, man. Like, remember when you were trying to my sugar addiction? Well,
yeah,
after
what happened?
that, like,
what
I
happened?
cut in my sweetener in my coffee by almost 70%.
Oh,
and I didn't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like
see? Just like that. No ritual,
Ricky,
no
I gotta tell
incantation.
he does this without any ritual work or anything like that. He manipulates the energy of the aura and causes alchemical transfigurations in the energy body by his own thought that produce the effects that he's trying to generate. That's fucking player. That's pimp. That's amazing. Just so we all know what he's doing. That's how he does it. We are almost out of time, Ricky. Is there anything else you want to tell us?
Well, the only thing is sky is the limit. Okay, this is the other scandalous thing I'll tell you. When I had the teacher, on around the 3rd time we met, he told me, Ricky, I'll give you an affirmation. Okay, what's the affirmation? And then he said, you say this, you say, I am God. I said, what? And then later when I said it in my brain, he sensed my aura, it just exploded. There, didn't you feel it? There. And after that, yeah, that's what I say and that's what happens. Okay.
Interesting. When I do my precursor rites, at the very end of them, I say, come you forth and follow me. I am Mike B, and I am your God. And like I feel the spirits tremble, like when I say
yeah. Well, to play safe, no, you don't even have to say I am your God, because subconsciously there is this thing of conquest where you might, you might get karma for. But if you say it flat out, I am God, you're not saying that you are not God, you are not God, you're just saying you are. You're not stepping on anyone. If they don't want to believe that, that's their problem, okay? But there's no conquest. It's like if you say, I am handsome to you, subconsciously there is a conquest, there is a arrangement of will.
Resistance. Yes, I see.
Yeah, but if you say, I am attractive, nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong with that. You know what? I'm still going to do it anyway, Ricky, because I like it. But I see your point, man. You made it. You gave me a really good lesson there, actually, Ricky, and I didn't even know it until that was good. This guy, I got to tell you guys, we openly refer to him as a left-hand path of death. He would never call himself that because it would be embarrassing to call yourself something. But we know he is and recognize him. We are very grateful he came on the show tonight, everybody. This was very enjoyable to have him here. We're going to have him back for sure. Ricky, is there anything you want to play?
No. Well, my channel is Ricky Maramba. Okay, you will see my face in a lot of the videos because there. And if you want to go Again?
Spell that out.
R
Spell
I
that out.
okay. RICKY space MARAMBA. Yeah.
Maramba.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. And I'm gonna give you. You're gonna give me a link, and I'm gonna post that link with this so that they can follow up, because there's gonna be people interested in your content, Ricky. I mean, because you got some great stuff to offer, man. For
Yeah.
real.
But this is the thing, no? This specific video, okay, because I'm not sure yet about my viewers, this will be considered an unlisted video. So you can only go through it in the link. It will not be public in the channel. Now, if I feel that a lot of my viewers to this content, I will put it there. But of course, Mike B is going to be placing it there, so you can watch it from there. It will either link to his channel or my channel or both or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, cool, cool, excellent. Well, thanks for coming, man, and we'll chop it up again soon. It was great to have you. I guess that's it for tonight.
Yep.
Thank you guys for coming. Subscribe, and we'll see you soon. All right.
Okay. Wait. How is this? Stop recording.